Alright, so I'm guessing you've got this great song and now you want to turn that into a proper music video. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, step by step. I will be using CapCut specifically in this video. CapCut is one of the most popular video editing tools that's out there. It's specifically designed to make video editing as simple as possible. So for users like myself who don't want to figure out complex video editing software while still getting very professional looking results. And I'm going to prove that in this video. I will be doing things like adding lyrics, adding visuals, using effects, transitions, and just a few small tricks that can make a huge difference. There's a lot of things you can do for free as well. I will be showing both free and pro features within this video. I will put a link in the description below and it will bring you directly to the download page. I am using the desktop version myself, but you can also follow along using the mobile editor or just the web-based editor. All right, let's turn that song into a proper music video. If you're on the desktop version as well, simply click this huge button right here to create a new project. And that will bring you to this page right here. What you want to do next is simply import your media by clicking this button or just simply dragging in whatever files it is you want to use. I'm going to drag in our song to start with. Now, when it comes to adding lyrics, we have a couple of options there. The AI music generator that I am using, they allow us to download the subtitles of our songs. This is a great option because it simply allows us to drop this in and it will automatically sync everything and we will know that the lyrics are correct. I know for a fact Suno doesn't have this option for some reason, so we're going to need to add these lyrics automatically, which is not a problem. It just might be a little bit more tweaking, but I'm going to show you both options here. If you have your lyrics available, what you want to do, simply drag and drop the song that we have onto the timeline. And next, add the subtitles that we want to use. Simply just drag and drop them into this section right here, and this will show up. What we can do, simply drag and drop this as well to the beginning of the timeline. And this will already be synced perfectly to the music. I'm going to show you just an example here. So as you can see, everything is now perfectly synced. This is awesome and this will save us a bit of a headache. However, I'm going to assume that you don't have this readily available, and I'm going to show you a way how you can auto-generate the lyrics instead. So let me just delete all the lyrics that we have right now. Let me click on the song that we have and let's go to captions right here. We see this option, auto lyrics. Let's click that and simply generate the lyrics. This is a pro option of CapCut, so you can always import your lyrics manually if you really don't want to upgrade to this pro version. However, if you want to make really good music videos, then you're going to see that having the pro version is really going to help with that. All right, this is done. Our lyrics are now generated. And we can go ahead and check this. What I recommend you to do once these lyrics are generated, simply click on one of these lyrics in your timeline and go to this section right here. And here we will basically see all of the text it auto-generated for us. What you want to do is you simply want to check whether this is correct, because obviously this has been auto-generated. Sometimes the AI doesn't really understand certain words. So just simply check this with your actual lyrics. I'm gonna move through this to see if there's some issues I can spot. For example, this right here, feel it feel. I know this is not gonna be correct. Let me click that. And let's hear what it actually says. It says feel it fill. So like this, I just simply edit it right here. And do this for your whole entire section. I'm not going to move through this all, but you get the idea. Also, a practical tip or some advice that I want to give you. You can simply, let me give you an example here. When we play this very first part, we walk slow under the sun. What you can do as well is you can simply click between these if you want to separate these two parts of the lyrics. Simply click in between this section and hit enter, and that will end up looking something like this. This is something that I do quite often to separate my lyrics. I'm showing you this because it's super easy to do and it gives us a lot of flexibility. Now let's actually go into editing our lyrics. So when you want to start customizing your lyrics, just simply click on one of them in your timeline and this will show up right here. We have a lot of options to start customizing our text. I'm not going to go through everything that's here. You have the option to change your fonts, to change your font sizes, to change your colors, all of that right here. With the fonts, you have a lot of free options to choose from as well, just so you know. And yeah, most of them are going to be pro options. We have these sections right here as well. We have these bubble effects. I'm not going to go over this. This isn't really something that's going to work for the lyrics that I want to create, but you have these options. You have this right here with many different text effects. This can look something like this or like this. Again, many different options to choose from. What I like to use specifically is this right here, the templates section. And also here you have thousands of options to choose from. Simply try a few and see what works. All right, I'm gonna choose one that I know will work well for this song that I want to create. It's this one right here. This will, once I click this, this will apply to all of my lyrics. If it doesn't, just make sure that this is selected right here. And what I'm going to do next, I have all of my lyrics selected. I'm simply going to drag this in the middle. It's going to be a bit more visually pleasing to see. And let's see what this looks like now with the template applied. We walk slow under the sun, feet on earth, still moving on. Alright, I really like how this looks already, but we can't call this a proper music video just yet. I'm now going to start customizing this more and I'm going to give you a lot of practical advice along the way, a lot of tips within CapCut as well, and just ways that you can make music videos in a very simple way. So let's get started with that. And we can pretty much make an entire music video within CapCut itself. They have a lot of options in terms of media. So let me go there. Let's click on media right here. And then let's go to library. And this opens up this section with a lot of stock photos and videos that you're able to use within your video. However, this wouldn't be an AI channel if I didn't show you a way how you can create your own visuals for free. And this is just a very practical tip that I'm going to give you. But what you can do is you can go to ChatGPT and you can prompt it something like this. Make me a 16:9 image, or depending on the aspect ratio that you want to choose, that fit the lyrics and style pasted below. So based on the song that you've created or generated, I've prompted it for it to show to subject as well and don't show any text in the image. This is the style that I have. These are the lyrics that I have. And it created me this image right here. What we can do next is we can download this image to our computer or simply copy this image right here. What I like to do next is go to Grok. Within Grok, you have the option to make videos or kind of animate these images. What you want to do is simply go here where it says type to imagine and paste in your photo that you've generated with ChatGPT. Now you can also create your images within Grok. I just simply like the output quality of ChatGPT a little bit better. Also the format isn't entirely correct, but that's not that big of an issue. What you can do now is you can turn this into a video. I'm going to prompt it something like animate the smoke in the background, keep the subjects still, and let's simply click this. All right, so now it has animated this photo. As you can see, just a slight animation. We can do this many different times. And we can also use one more tip that I'm going to show you. You can go to the last frame of this video, simply right click and select copy video frame. Then you can simply paste this or go back and paste this in here, this video frame that you've selected just now. And once again, maybe animate the image, slightly pan the camera to the right side while the subjects remain still and in frame. Let's do that. And now it has created something like this, which looks pretty cool, in my opinion. What you can do next is you can actually upscale these. I would recommend you doing that for better quality purposes, obviously. So simply click Upscale Video. And after that, you can download these videos as well by clicking this button right here. All right, now let's go back to CapCut and actually import the media that we've just generated. Once again, click on Import and simply drag and drop the files that we've generated in here. And what I'm going to do next is simply drag this first clip on the timeline right here. I can see that once again, ChatGPT didn't give me the correct output format, but that's not too big of an issue. You can easily resize this within CapCut, just like this, simply by dragging and dropping, or by dragging and resizing, or you can also use this scale option right here. You can also fine-tune this and kind of change the placement of this a little bit. I'm going to keep it like this. It's not really perfect, but just as this example, not to make it too complex. Let's get our second clip in there as well. Once again, let's resize this and let's position this down right here. Make sure though that you have this part of your timeline muted, because the videos that you generate with Grok, they will have sound as well. So simply mute this track and let's see what this looks like. All right, I like this, although I think this is just a little bit too fast. We can fix this very easily. Just click on the video and then go to speed right here. I'm gonna slow this down quite a bit actually. Let me drag this down all the way up until 0.35, something like this. All right, this will already look a little bit better. All right, you get the idea. What you can do next, if you really want to create this into an entire music video, by using two simple clips. Simply copy and paste this. So Command C or Control C for Windows. I'm going to copy this video right here. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to put it next to this one. And what I'm going to do next, so that I can make this into a very nice loop transition, is simply click on this and go to this option right here. And we want to reverse this clip. This will make so that we have this very smooth transition like this. So you kind of create this loop, and now you can just simply copy paste this entire thing and just fill your entire song with this, just like this. Copy paste, and then you have basically an entire music video with lyrics, with custom made graphics and visuals, just like that. However, I'm gonna go a bit further and I'm gonna see what is available to us within CapCut itself. So once again, let me go back to the library right here and let me go and actually see what stock footage is available for us. So for my song in particular, it has this really desert African feel to it, which is also why ChatGPT generated us something like this. So let me actually go and look for desert landscape here. And it's going to give us a lot of options to choose from. First, let me start fresh and let me delete all of the media that we have on our timeline. And let me simply drag in this clip of stock footage that we found. Let's see what that looks like. That looks really nice. All right. I'm gonna just, before my lyrics actually start, I want this clip to finish. And the first text that is going to show up is "We walk slow under the sun." So I want something fitting to that as well. Let me search for a walk. Or let me be more specific, walk sunset. And this clip stands out and it's very fitting to our song as well. Let's see what that looks like.
We walk slow under the sun, feet on earth, still moving on.
All right, this I already really like this. Now, just a practical tip that you can do as well. Let's go back to our desert landscape right here. And let me just, for example, I want something with a sunset, or, well, it doesn't really matter. Let me just keep this easy. Let me drag this first clip on top of the one we just made. So right now it's going to create an additional timeline on here. What we want to do next, or what you could do, is simply click on this video clip and change the opacity, which you can find under video. And if you scroll down, you will find this blend option right here. Simply by decreasing the opacity, we can create something that looks like this.
We walk slow under the sun, feet on earth.
So just by blending these videos together, you can create something truly unique as well. All right, now let's actually go back to the beginning of our video and let's add the title of our song. You can do that by clicking on this text option right here, and you have these settings at the left side. I'm going to click on text template here. And once again, we have this wide variety of templates that we can use. For example, I'm just going to choose something completely random here. All right, let me just drag this on the timeline as well. And let me simply plug in the name of my song here and now. Let me resize this a bit more properly. And let me also make this a bit longer as well. This is just fast. You can once again go into a lot of customization options for this text and add transitions, add effects. With text templates though, we're kind of limited with other effects that we can apply. However, if you go to add text and just add a default text and drag that in here, and then you kind of do the same thing, where you define your title, and then you can go ahead and start customizing it from there and add some custom animations yourself. I'm going to delete this and just show you what this text template looks like. So now we have our title of our song. Let's move on to the next thing. Let me show you how you can easily add transitions between multiple videos. This is optional, but you have a lot of options here as well. Click on transitions and then this section will open up. Thousands of options to choose from. Let me just show you something simple here. This blur effect, which is free to use as well. Let me drag this in between these two clips right here, and let me actually hide this track for a second. Right now, that transition will look something like this. So very subtle. You can go nuts with these transitions, obviously. Let me show you something that's more obvious. This cube effect, which is not going to be fitting for the video, but just for the hell of it. All right, so again, trial and error, a lot of different things to choose from. If you see something that you like, simply click on the star icon right here, for example, this slice reveal, and it will show up in your favorites so that you don't have to go ahead and search through this entire section every single time. Let me show you some cool effects that you can use next. So we have this other option right here. We have multiple options here. We can apply video effects or body effects. There's hundreds of things to choose from. And the time-consuming thing when it comes to creating these videos is just choosing the effects that you like most. It's so much fun to play around with this, and sometimes you just find something that really works well. Once again, if you find something, click on Add to Favorites so that you have it right here. For example, this winter lights effect. This is a video effect. Let me just apply this to this section right here and play a little example.
Under the sun, feet on the
So it makes our video a little bit more dynamic at the same time. Now we have body effects as well that we can choose. Let me choose something random here. Something fitting as well. This outline, for example, I have no idea what this is going to do. I don't want this effect to apply to our text. So I'm going to drag this underneath our lyrics so that it doesn't affect our lyrics. And let's see what that looks like.
still moving on.
All right, not really nice, but again, just an example here. And so many things to play around with. There's some very cool effects. Let me see if I have anything in my favorites to show you. For example, this also not very fitting for my type of video that I want to create right now, but just to show you what's possible.
Feet on the still moving.
This would work really well with an R&B type video. The point is there's so many different options to choose from. And let me actually show you, I have made another music video where I kind of went nuts with these effects. It's this one right here. As you can see from my timeline, it's pretty much filled with effects entirely. And the way I made this video is exactly what I showed you in the beginning. By animating these images in Grok that I also generated with AI. Only using 3 videos, I was able to make this entire video right here, which you can find on my music channel if you're curious to see what that looks like. Basically, what I did here is I timed these clips or these effects together with certain drops within my music. So if you zoom in on your timeline, you can simply do this by clicking this button right here and dragging it. You can see where exactly are there going to be certain drops within your song. Just as an example here, I have many different effects that I've applied. Let's see what that looks like.
Run with me through the black sky. Run with me through the black sky.
So just again, by being creative with these effects, it's super simple to use. You're able to do so many different things and really make a truly unique song. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our original video and I'm going to finish it, and I'm actually going to make it into a proper music video.
A few moments later.
All right, I just finished editing our entire song here. This took me about 30 minutes, and basically all I used is stock footage. I didn't even touch any of the effects, and I've only used a couple of transitions. I made some changes along the way as well when it comes to the title and just the font that I used within the video. Let's look at an example.
We walk slow under the sun, feet on dust, still moving on. Days go by like river flow, hands let go of what we know. Here and now, feel it now, hold it close, here and now. Time keeps moving, we stay still. Feel this moment, feel it fill. Time
I am really happy with how this turned out. I love this song and it's a powerful song. The video makes it complete. If you want to see the full version, I'm going to post it on my music channel. I will put a link to that in the description below. Feel free to check it out and let me know if you do. In my next following videos, I'm going to focus on different workflows and different tools as well that you can use to create music videos. I'm full on in music video creation right now. So yeah, my next few uploads, expect videos along those lines. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around. Feel free to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.